Good evening. I'd like to call the meeting for Monday, January 3rd, 2022 for the City of University Place to order. This evening, we are continuing our hybrid council meeting, meaning that we have council members and a staff person in the chamber, and the rest of our council members are at home. So those of us that are in chambers are following the governor's executive orders, and we are going to be fully masked during the entire proceedings. At this time, may I ask our city clerk to please call roll.
Yes, Mayor. Councilmember Figueroa.
Present.
Councilmember Keel.
Councilmember Keel, present.
Councilmember Wood.
Present.
Councilmember McCluskey.
Councilmember McCluskey is present.
Councilmember Fleming.
Councilmember Fleming here.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington, present.
Mayor Bellisi.
Mayor Bellisi, present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. At this time, may I ask Councilmember Fleming to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, and those of us in chamber, can we please rise?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Councilmember Fleming. This evening, as is traditional for our first meeting of the new year, we will be swearing in the 4 new council members that were elected in November of 2021. Because we are doing this remotely, we will be asking our judge, Grant Blinn, to provide the oath of office individually for each council member. And we will be doing that in position number order. So the first person to receive his oath of office is position number 1, Councilmember Javier Figueroa.
Councilmember Figueroa, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Javier Figueroa, having been duly elected to the office of City Council position number 1
to the office of council position number 1
of the City of University Place, Washington, do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
and solemnly swear and affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
and of the state of Washington, that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution of the laws of the state of Washington,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability, truly, faithfully,
and faithfully,
diligently and impartially, perform the duties of the office of council, position number 1, in and for University Place, Washington, as such duties are prescribed by law, so help me God. Congratulations, Councilmember Figueroa. It's official, you've taken the oath.
Thank you.
Next person is position number 3, Councilmember Steve Worthington.
Councilmember Worthington, can you hear me?
Yes, Judge Blinn, I can hear you.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Steve Worthington,
I, Steve Worthington,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of council, position number 3
to the office of council, position number 3
of the city of University Place, Washington,
of the city of University Place, Washington,
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
and of the state of Washington,
and of the state of Washington,
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability,
truly, faithfully,
truly, faithfully,
diligently, and impartially
diligently, and impartially
perform the duties of the office of council, position number 3,
perform the duties of the office of council, position number 3
in and for University Place, Washington,
in and for University Place, Washington,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
as such duties are prescribed by law.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Worthington. It's official. You've taken the oath.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Next, I believe we have Councilmember Wood. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
I can. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Edward Wood,
I, Edward Wood,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of council, position number 4
to the office of council, position number 4
of the city of University Place, Washington,
of the city of University Place, Washington,
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
and of the state of Washington,
and of the state of Washington,
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability,
truly, faithfully,
truly, faithfully,
diligently, and impartially
diligently, and impartially
perform the duties of the office of council, position number 4,
perform the duties of the office of council, position number 4
in and for University Place, Washington,
in and for University Place, Washington,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Wood. It is official and you have taken the oath.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge.
Congratulations, Councilmember Wood. Our
Thank you,
next
Mayor.
and final position is position number 5, Councilmember Denise McCluskey. Please turn off your camera if you're not being sworn in.
Councilmember McCluskey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Judge Glenn.
Thank you. Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Denise McCluskey,
I, Denise McCluskey,
having been duly elected
having been duly elected
to the office of council, position number 5
to the office of council, position number 5
of the city of University Place, Washington,
of the city of University Place, Washington,
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
do solemnly affirm that I am a citizen of the United States
and the state of Washington,
and the state of Washington,
that I will support the Constitution and laws of the United States
that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States,
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Washington,
and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skill, and ability,
and will, to the best of my judgment, skills, and ability,
truly, faithfully,
truly, faithfully,
diligently, and impartially
diligently, and impartially
perform the duties of the office of council, position number 5,
perform the duty of the office of council position number 5
in and for University Place, Washington,
in and for University Place, Washington,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
as such duties are prescribed by law,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember McCluskey. It is official. You have also taken the oath.
Congratulations, all 4 council members. It's a shame that we're not able to perform this in person. And Judge Blinn, thank you so very much for joining us this evening and working through our technological difficulties at the beginning of our meeting.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you very much. At this time, on the agenda, it's the State of the City Address. So I would like at this time to provide an update to our community. First, I would like to thank staff and council for the past 2 years. It has been an honor beyond words to serve this community and the citizens of University Place. I would also like to acknowledge staff for their hard work in continuing to serve this community and making safety a high priority. During the tough weather we have experienced the last couple of years, our public works crew have stepped up and worked the hours needed to ensure safe travel along our major arterials and main roads, often missing time to celebrate with their families. This past couple of weeks has been no exception, so thank you very much. The past 2 years has been beyond expectation and something we would never have anticipated. Clearly, the COVID-19 pandemic has dominated the headlines and created economic and social challenges for everyone, including for the city, our residents, and our business community. But from this challenge, I think we all have seen how resilient and creative we are as a community. We have learned new skills, prioritized what's important for our families, and learned what truly matters. We have had an unprecedented opportunity to look at ways to improve our government so it can continue to function in ways that we would not have imagined or had the opportunity to explore in a more normal environment. We have radically altered the way we communicate, the way we operate, and the way we interact with the public and with each other. We have successfully created hybrid council meetings, allowing our residents to safely attend our meetings in person or in the comfort of their homes. We will also continue to work with Pierce County TV to ensure live streaming of our meetings through both YouTube and the city's cable TV network, UPTV. If you haven't taken the opportunity, come join us virtually and get involved in your city operations. We have brought new technologies to our permitting and licensing program, creating a more efficient process for our residents, our businesses, and our staff. We have updated our website to create a more stable online environment that incorporates the latest developments and trends. Notable new bells and whistles include an agenda center where you can access packets, agenda, meeting minutes, and links to video all in one place. A homepage slideshow that will showcase our photos and will be linkable to more information. We've added ADA accessibility to our website, increasing transparency for all website visitors and getting us up to industry standards. A social media presence throughout all the pages will help connect our community to all of our media channels for wherever they land and providing up-to-date information to our citizens. I believe our efforts have created a more open government and that these changes are here to stay. The University Place Police Department has a long history of creating new and innovative ways to engage and partner with residents and businesses with our community. The last 2 years has not prevented that interaction. The inability to host meetings in person the last 2 years has brought new challenges to our partnership with the UP Police Department and the citizens. As a result, the University Place Police Department debuted a virtual studio and started hosting public safety forums and community academies online. These virtual forums have been a huge success with record levels of attendance, a chance to learn about our police operations from the comfort of your home. Other noteworthy partnerships this past year include Chambers Creek Trail, partnering with the cities of University Place, Lakewood, and Pierce County for the planning and development of a trail system within the Chambers Creek Canyon was 26 plus years in the making for the citizens of UP and Pierce County. These citizens, through the master site plan, envisioned a connected trail system that included a planned 2.5-mile trail extension from one end of the canyon to Chambers Bay, connecting both cities and unincorporated Pierce County through the Chambers Bay Park. The partners were able to obtain a grant from the Washington State Recreation and Conservation Office to complete the first phase of this project. And this past month, all involved jurisdictions celebrated the opening of the first bridge over Chambers Creek. This is the first of 3 anticipated bridges allowing for easy trail access to the Chambers Creek Canyon. During the COVID-19 pandemic recovery, city staff pulled together longstanding rental community partners, church and school group partners, and nonprofit human service providers to develop a city administered COVID relief program. The program included financial assistance to our residents for food, rent, and childcare, and a partnership with Pierce County Department of Emergency Management led to our hosting 2 COVID testing events and 5 mobile vaccine events during 2020 and 2021, making it easy for UP citizens to get the needed testing and vaccinations close to home. While the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions limited our ability to hold many of our traditional in-person events, we were able to create new opportunities for our community to gather safely. We worked alongside the UP School District to celebrate the Curtis High School 2020 and 2021 graduating senior classes with a parade. After picking up their diplomas at Curtis, the graduates made their way along a pre-designated route throughout the city with enthusiastic families and friends ablaze in blue and white, showing off lots of smiles and several creatively tricked out parade vehicles. It was a joyous time and an opportunity to acknowledge the accomplishments of our students. Let's hope that this is a tradition that continues into the future. Jazz in the Village was back in full swing this year with phenomenal performances each Wednesday in the atrium during the lunch hour. Master pianist Eugene Bien and his selected special guests delighted audiences in the Civic Building's auditorium, providing a wonderful acoustical experience for music connoisseurs, all the while maintaining social distancing and ensuring a safe environment. The setting may have been Cirque Park in University Place, but there was decidedly tropical mood in the air as families came out for the return of the popular summer tradition, Movie in the Park. A festival open-air event included picnic baskets, blankets, and lawn chairs, a stilt walker, bouncy houses, face painting, and sing-alongs. And before the evening's feature showing of Disney's Moana at dusk, the crowd moved their hips to free hula lessons. It was a sight to behold on that evening. Music in the Square concerts are becoming a regional attraction on Wednesdays throughout the summer, and this year was no exception. This year, we managed to mark 25 years of cityhood with a well-attended special anniversary edition of Music on the Square on August 25th. So even though this was an event that was not what was anticipated for our 25th anniversary, it was still an opportunity for the citizens to gather in a safe outdoor environment and celebrate. Due to pandemic restrictions, the city's annual Christmas tree lighting event in 2020 and 2021 gave way to Cheer Up this year. Local businesses at the village, along with the city of UP, organized a reverse parade through the village at Chambers Bay. Cars lined Marketplace as festive music filled the air. The event included excitement provided by Curtis High School cheerleaders, along with costumes, a tall stilted walking elf, and lots of goodie bags from local businesses. The generosity and holiday spirit were returned by those who came out with donations that generously helped fill more than 4 boxes of Toys for Tots. The joy of the holiday season was enhanced by UP Refuge by their Light Up event. The organized event map provided an opportunity for a road trip through UP to see the holiday decorations of our homeowners. You can find recaps of these events on the city's website and Facebook account. It's a compelling reminder of the energy and enthusiasm that makes UP University Place a unique and special place. All the while we have done all these things through a pandemic, the city has been able to maintain stable finances. In fact, in Moody's 2021 annual comments on the city's bonds, the rating agency noted the strength of the city's finances, and particularly the city's reserves. They stated the city's cash balance as a percentage of operating revenues are far stronger than the US median and far superior to other Moody's rated cities nationwide. They also noted city's manageable debt burden and small pension liability in affirming the city's high credit rating. This bit of good news was accomplished by a flawless audit by the State Auditor's Office. While the city's resources are limited, we continue to provide and prove that we can do a great job in providing top-notch services while prudently managing taxpayer funds. It's a combination of well-managed city and close-knit, engaged community that also has made UP a desirable place to do businesses. Remarkably, since 2019, total business licenses in the city have increased by 35%, including a 23% increase in brick and mortar businesses and a 48% increase in home-based businesses. We have made it a priority to attract new businesses and create a stable, healthy, friendly environment to help businesses thrive and survive. As I turn over the gavel to a new mayor, I want to thank my colleagues for electing me as the city's mayor for the past 2 years, and to thank City Manager Sugg and city staff for all of your help and encouragement these past 2 years. It's been an honor to serve the community. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, we are up for election of mayor. And as such, I want to provide some guidance for council. The nomination process is that no one council member can nominate more than one person for an office until every member wishing to nominate a candidate has an opportunity to do so. Nominations do not require a second vote. So the chair, being me at this time, will repeat each nomination until nominations have been made. When it appears that no one wishes to make further nomination, I will ask again for further nominations, and if there are none, the chair will declare the nominations closed. A motion to close the nominations will not be necessary. After I've closed the nominations, voting for the mayor will take place in the order that nominations were made. Council members will be asked during roll call vote for your affirmation or your position. And as soon as the nominee receives a majority, meaning 4 or more votes, the council will declare the nominee elected. If so, that's the procedure. Does everybody understand what we will be going through? Okay, with that, I will take nominations for the position of mayor. Do I have a nomination? Councilmember Keel.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to nominate Councilmember Steve Worthington.
Okay. I have a nomination for Mayor Pro Tem Steve Worthington to be position of mayor. Do I have any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Okay, final. Any other nominations? Okay, not seeing any. City Clerk, can you please do roll call for the position of mayor for
Mayor,
Steve Worthington?
okay. Councilmember Figueroa,
Yay.
Councilmember Keel,
Councilmember Keel, aye.
Councilmember Wood,
Councilmember Wood, aye.
Councilmember McCluskey,
Councilmember McCluskey, aye.
Councilmember Fleming,
Councilmember Fleming, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington,
Aye.
Mayor Belisi.
Mayor Belisi, aye.
It's unanimous, Mayor.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very nice.
Okay,
Thank you.
at this time, we have the election of Mayor Pro Tem, Councilmember McCluskey.
I would like to nominate Councilmember Stan Fleming for Mayor Pro Tem. He has a long tenure as a council member in our previous council, got himself re-upped to a second council term, and he has never been Mayor Pro Tem. I think he needs that opportunity at least before the sun sets up.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I have a nomination. I have a nomination for Stan Fleming for Mayor Pro Tem. Do I have a nomination? Councilmember or Mayor Pro Tem Worthington?
Yes, Mayor Belisi, I would like to nominate Javier Figueroa, Councilmember Javier Figueroa for Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. I have a nomination for Councilmember Figueroa. Do we have any other nominations for Mayor Pro Tem? Any other nominations? Final call. Any other nominations for Mayor Pro Tem? I will close that and ask for City Clerk to conduct a roll call, please.
And this is for Councilmember Fleming, Councilmember Figueroa,
Nay.
Councilmember Keel,
Councilmember Keel, nay.
Councilmember Wood,
Councilmember Wood, nay.
Councilmember McCluskey,
Councilmember McCluskey, aye.
Councilmember Fleming,
Councilmember Fleming, aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington,
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington, nay.
and Mayor Belisi.
Mayor Belisi, nay. No.
The result is 4-3 nay. No.
Okay.
And this is for
Wait.
Councilmember.
Wait,
Okay,
I'm,
we already have that.
excuse
Okay.
me, Emmy. I was confused. I am voting yes for Councilmember Fleming, not no.
Yes, so the result is 3 yes and 4 no's. Do we need to take a roll call for Councilmember Figueroa? All right. Councilmember Figueroa,
Yay.
Councilmember Keel,
Councilmember Keel, aye.
Councilmember Wood,
Councilmember Wood, aye.
Councilmember McCluskey,
Aye.
Councilmember Fleming,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington,
Aye.
and Mayor Belisi.
No.
You have majority vote for
Thank you.
Councilmember Figueroa.
Thank you.
At this time, I will take nominations for Finance Chair. Do we have any nominations? Councilmember Figueroa.
I'd like to nominate Councilmember Edward Wood.
Okay, I have nomination for Councilmember Wood. Are there any other nominations? Any other nominations? Any other nominations? Okay, not hearing any. Can we please have roll call?
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Councilmember Keel,
Councilmember Keel, aye.
Councilmember Wood,
Aye.
Councilmember McCluskey,
Councilmember McCluskey, aye.
Councilmember Fleming,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington,
Mayor Pro Tem Worthington, aye.
Mayor Belisi.
Mayor Belisi, aye.
The vote is unanimous.
Congratulations. All right, with that out of the way, I will turn the gavel over to our newly elected Mayor Worthington.
Thank you, Mayor Belize.
You're welcome.
And if I can say, Mayor Belisi, thank you for the last 2 years.
Well, let me, well, again,
Second
thank you,
that
Mayor
motion.
Belize. Appreciate that. And thank you for all your work over the last 2 years. You know, it was 2 years ago this week that the council selected council member then, Caroline Belisi, to be our mayor for 2021 and 20 and 21. At the time, we had no idea what that was going to involve. We thought we did, but we really didn't. The council had several meetings through January and February, and then in March, we went to something that was called a hybrid meeting. Actually, council meetings stopped for a period of time. Something that was incomprehensible prior to a worldwide pandemic. And then we figured out that it was necessary to have hybrid meetings. Well, Mayor Caroline Belisi is the one who figured that out, put together a scheme, a method for us to conduct our meetings, manage somehow to work out the protocols that we needed. And it was, I think, quite amazing. We had something called a virtual hybrid meetings, a term we all know very well now. But 2 years ago, we had no concept of really what that was like. Things have changed a lot and continue to change over the last 2 years. It's been 22 months since this council has actually sat at a table together in a meeting. But through that period of time, Mayor Belisi has been holding us together and getting the work done of the city. And in my mind, I think she's done an admirable job, a challenging position, and working in those murky waters, navigating through those difficult spaces where there was no real precedent to guide, and trying to figure out how to help us all get the city's work done. And she did. We made, as a community, great strides. We just heard a few minutes ago about some of those strides, and it was an impressive list in any year. But to think of that list in a pandemic is quite amazing. So it is with a heartfelt thank you for being our mayor, and a small memento that we would like to present to you as well. I don't know quite how we do that on this screen, but something to remember this by, but really it's our thank you and our your impact on our community that this is really all about. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure and an honor.
It's a difficult job, but you did it well, and we all appreciate that, I know. Today, I'm honored to be selected as your next mayor for University Place, and I come into the position quite humbled by the mayors before me, if that's Caroline Bellisi, or really almost all the other council members here. You have all proven your leadership. You have all demonstrated your commitment to University Place, and you've all moved us forward in very, very strong ways. You've set such a strong, solid foundation for us to build on, and I very much appreciate that. I look forward to helping make some contribution towards that with your help. It is only by working together, as we've all, I think, discovered in elected office, that we get the good stuff done. It's only by holding together and understanding the importance of what's in front of our community, its challenges, and where we want to go, and where our people are pointing, that we understand how to get there, that we understand together how to get the work done. It's too much for any one person, and any one person can do very, very little. But together, we can just about move a mountain. And I'm very proud to be in a position to stand next to you and do that. And now to do it with Ed Wood's help as well. While Ed hasn't had that opportunity to be mayor here, he has brought a good deal of enthusiasm, energy, and knowledge that I think can help all of us as well, and be a contributing factor in our community. I look forward to working with each of you and all of you together and being able to take on the challenges in front of us, making University Place even stronger. Thank you, and thank you for the special opportunity. With that, I'm going to move us into our agenda, and we have the approval of the agenda as a place to start. Let's see, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion that we approve the agenda as provided.
Thank you. Is
I will
there,
second.
there's a
Councilman
second.
Field, a second.
Very good. And with that second, all those in favor of, is there anyone, excuse me, who objects to the approval of the agenda? Any objections? I see no objections, and the motion, the agenda is approved by consent. We also have an opportunity on our agenda this evening for public comments. Do we have any public comments this evening? No public comments that have been scheduled or that have been submitted. And let's see if I can get my camera back on. There's a link provided.
We're experiencing technical difficulties.
Yes, technical difficulties, something we get. So sorry about that, my error. I had actually inadvertently trying to turn the volume up a little bit, managed to turn the computer off. So anyhow, so that brings us to our public comments. And I think for a moment we had our contact information as to how comments are made, but people can join us remotely. And they can reach us at 1-509-342-7253 if they have any comments. Hit *6 to when you're unmuted. And we'll see if we get anyone coming at that point. While we wait for responses there, I'm going to move us on to the consent agenda. Earlier this evening, or just before the meeting, about 5 o'clock or so, there was an additional resolution, replacement substitute resolution that was distributed for the consent agenda. Let's see, Matt Kaiser, do you want to talk to us briefly about that?
I think, thank you, Mayor Worthington. I think mechanically what I would suggest to the council is offer a motion to approve the consent agenda with the exception of, I'm just pulling it up here, with the exception of item 12D. Pull 12D, which is the substitute item for separate discussion, and then I can speak separately to that. And I understand that members of the council may wish to speak separately to that, but mechanically, that's how I would suggest that you proceed.
Very good. So with that, I would entertain any motion from a council member to move and place for discussion item 12E, or excuse me, 12D.
The motion would be to approve the consent agenda accepting 12D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to move the acceptance of the consent agenda minus item 12D.
Very good. Are there any objections?
Figueroa seconds.
Second, thank you. Now, are there any objections to passing the consent agenda with the absence, with 12D moving for discussion? Don't see any objections. The consent agenda is approved. That brings us to item 12D.
Thank you, Mayor Worthington, members of the council, Matt Kaiser, City Attorney. Before you for consideration tonight is item 12D on your agenda, which is adopting a resolution amending the city's legislative priorities for this upcoming year. It proposes to amend your legislative priorities to include one additional item. As you may recall, council in 2021 addressed your legislative priorities. This adds an item discussing local control of local planning policies. As council is certainly aware, this has been an issue that's been quite a buzz in local media, and with the legislature set to convene starting on the 10th, which is next Monday, staff was contacted by multiple members of the council requesting that an item to this effect be added. The original 12D is included on the agenda. We were contacted and asked for a substitute version. That substitute version was included, I believe, as the mayor pointed out, at around 5 o'clock tonight. So there is a substitute version floating around out there. With that, I'm happy to answer any questions that council may otherwise have, but I'm also equally content to turn the matter back to council for the discussion.
Okay, very good. Any questions, or would a council member like to speak to this issue? Mm-hmm. Councilmember Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. So the alternate resolution that was proposed was based, at least in part, on a discussion I had with some of our legislative members. It is not changing the intent whatsoever of the original resolution. I think most of us here are in favor of maintaining local control of zoning, including myself. The item I wanted to add, or asked to be added, was a consideration for the objectives that the state is trying to accomplish, which is to increase affordable housing throughout the state. And I think acknowledgement of that objective is helpful on our part because it shows people who are watching and paying attention to what we vote on that we still want to be part of this conversation. Part of what I discussed with our legislators is just saying, no, we don't like it, kind of removes us, and I think gives the state license to do whatever the heck they would like to do, when I'd really much rather be part of the conversation and ensure that in the end we maintain local control over our own zoning.
Okay, thank you, Councilmember Wood. Councilmember Keel, did you have a comment?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would just say, as probably many on council know, just for the public, this, in my view, is like an 11th hour lightning rod that's come down out of Olympia to really, take control of local communities' ability to do what they feel is necessary for their community. And I'll take the next step in saying that it was really started by that really, really large city to the north of us wanting to do what they want to do for their city and then impose it on everyone else. And I can tell you that I've been in conversations with council members from that city, several of them, and their notion is that they think that they want to do it themselves, and they think that everyone else should do it. And somehow they got in their mind that if other people don't do what they're doing, then somehow they think they are carrying the brunt of all of that, you know, the housing problem onto the whole city. Now, I told them that I think that that's pretty narcissistic from the standpoint that, you know, there are at least 1 million people in this state that don't live in Seattle, and no one's going to want to move there because they've got this. So that's kind of the backstory, and so I fully support this amendment, and I'll tell you that the Association of Washington Cities is fully behind this amendment as well, and we've written letters, and we're talking to legislators from the AWC's standpoint as well. So we're in good company.
Very good. Thank you. Appreciate that, Councilmember Keel. Councilmember McCluskey, did you have a comment?
Yes, I do, Mayor, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Started off. I look forward to your tenure. My comment is I read the letter from AWC, and I am total concurrence to that. And that is also the discussion that PCRC has been having as well. And it's been since I've been on the Parks Commission. How many years ago was that? I can't even count. That Seattle wants to, and I'll say the name, wants to rule the roost, and from the PSRC control what we do, how we do, and so that we're just following in their footsteps. They really were looking initially when I was on our Parks Commission to make the City of University Place a bedroom community to them. And that is something that obviously we ardently do not want, and our citizens do not want. And so to allow somebody that has the bigger stick to continually batten everybody down, I think it hurts not only University Place, but all the surrounding communities and the state itself on the competitive edge, on the economic edge, and this missing middle that all the cities in Pierce County has been trying exasperatingly hard to do, get in their code so that we can keep the transit dollars flowing and upgrades to our economic endeavors. You know, that's the golden carrot, right? That they all have out there, and they do all these unrealistic numbers. I think that all needs to be addressed. And Seattle is Seattle, but I think if everyone can jump on the bandwagon, that hopefully that they can hear us. And I really do support the AWC letter in regards to that. And also for the Nisqually Delta that was going to be ignored initially. And I think there's going to be some funding now trickling down to, or hopefully to do some design development for that aspect as well. However, it still is a hard game to win, unless everybody gets on the same team and drives it. I am not sure I can vote on the legislative priority now because I am not privy to the verbiage that has been changed to it. But on the surface, I am in fully support of that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember McCluskey, would it help if we asked the city attorney to read that resolution? It's relatively brief.
Are you asking for the change in verbiage, or are you just asking for the change in verbiage?
Just the change in verbiage, yes.
All right. The change in verbiage from what was originally in the packet to the verbiage that was circulated earlier this evening, there are two things critically that have been changed. The first part are the first two are the second, and there's now a third whereas clause. The whereas clauses would now read, whereas subsequent to the adoption of Resolution 691, 691 being the legislative agenda. There have been changes proposed in state law that will limit the flexibility that local governments have to address the challenges of population growth and housing affordability. And whereas the city believes that meaningful local housing policy is best enacted at the local level based on the characteristics, challenges, and economic conditions that exist in each jurisdiction. And then the second change is under section 1, the bullet point for the amendment is changed to read as follows. The bullet point is local control of local planning efforts. The city opposes any legislation that lessens the tools and flexibility that local governments have to accommodate population growth and address housing affordability. This includes, without limitation, any broad brush legislation that would, on a statewide or regional basis, substantially change zoning within a community.
Thank you. So hopefully that gives us a chance to see what the change would be like. Councilmember Figueroa, you have a comment?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. This is actually a question for, I believe, Councilmember Bellizzi, who has been the representative, the lead for our council to the, excuse me for the acronym, but it's the Housing Affordability Group that we formed with Pierce County and other cities. I'm wondering if that group, if you've heard from that group and their position with what's going on with this.
Councilmember Bellizzi?
No, we have not had a discussion at any recent meeting about this legislation, and there is no meeting currently scheduled that I'm aware of.
Okay, so my only comment, a follow-up comment on that, Mayor, is that that we follow. I know as mayor, you'd be the representative. I would presume, and that whoever it is continues to keep an eye on how that group is reacting to Inslee's so-called mandate and legislation. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Figueroa. Let's see, do we have any other comments before we vote on the proposed resolution?
Mayor?
Yes.
We don't have it properly before us. I don't
We need a motion?
think, yes.
Okay. Is there someone who would like to make the motion to adopt?
Yeah.
Mayor, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Mayor. Okay. I'd like to move that we approve item 12D as presented.
Motion to approve item 12D.
Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa, seconds.
Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa, seconds. All those in favor signify by
Just a
saying.
clarification.
Sure.
We are voting on 12D as amended this evening, or the original 12D?
Councilmember Keel, would you like to, since you're the primary mic maker on that, do you want to clarify for us?
Yes, we're voting on 12D as is the new one that was presented to us tonight.
The new one. Thank you. And thank you, Mayor or Councilmember Woods. Is there any further discussion before we take a vote? Let me do this properly. I don't see any further discussion, so we'll move on to vote. All those in favor of item 12D as distributed this evening, approximately 5 p.m., say aye.
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 Any opposed? I see no opposed. The resolution passes. Thank you. And with that, we can move on to the city manager report. City Manager Sugg, all yours.
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council, and welcome to 2022, your very first meeting, off to a great start. We just came out of a very deep, cold week, as we all experienced that, but we were able to experience it in the comfort of our homes, thanks to our wonderful public works crew under the leadership of Gary Cooper, in keeping our collector, secondary and primary arterial streets plowed, drivable, and there was really no point in time where those arterials were really at risk. That's due to the preparation that actually started last summer, when no one was thinking about winter except for Gary and his team, as they put together the necessary resources and materials, the anti-ice, they ordered the supplies, So they were fully stocked and ready to go to fight a winter event, and we got one. It's been a while since we had that, so it happened to occur during the holiday period when people are visiting with friends and family, and we came through it, I think, with flying colors. So thanks to the planning and the execution by our crew and under Director Cooper's leadership. So that's my only report.
Extended report. All right. Well, very good. Well, let's and thank you, Stephen. Please express our appreciation to the Public Works Department and their leadership. They have really had to pull in, and I think they've done an outstanding job. And certainly, we've had public comments about that as well. Great to hear, and great to have their help.
Thank you, Mayor.
With that, I think we'll move on to council comments, and we'll go with, I think, our round robin style for those, and that has us leading off with Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa. Am I remembering the batting order right? I don't have it in front of me.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll make my comments short. Mostly is to give my appreciation and respect to Councilmember Bellisi for her leadership and mayorship in the last 2 years during what you mentioned during your speech, and that is very difficult times. The one area that I really appreciate Councilmember Bellisi is we've fortunately, surprisingly, we had a lot of ribbon cuttings. And one of the things that I really appreciated, because it wasn't easy for a lot of the council members to come out, is that and knowing that you work full time, coming out and taking the time and effort to be there and representing our council, our city, and welcoming our businesses. I thought that was that really stood out to me, and not only that, but also a lot of the events that occurred. Thank you for your service and everything you did. Mayor Worthington, welcome. And I look forward to working with you, and thank you for your service as Mayor Pro Tem. It really worked out well with you and Caroline, and thank you for that. And lastly, I appreciate Councilmember Wood for stepping up and being part of our city, and not only running and winning, but most importantly, willing to serve as finance chair. Thank you. And I look forward to working with everybody on this council this coming year. Thank you
very much. I appreciate that. Good. And Councilmember Keel, it's all yours.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Happy New Year to everyone. Made it over into 2022. I don't take it for granted, especially after the year I had in 2020. Almost not making it out of 2020, and here I am in 2022. So I do not take it for granted. I think it's a privilege just to be here, and I want to say congratulations to our newly elected appointed mayor and our newly elected appointed Mayor Pro Tem. Congratulations to both of you. And I look forward to working with you both in your new roles. I do want to say about that whole election process. And also congratulations to Councilmember Wood as our finance chair. And I do want to say a thing about the finance chair. This year, I'm hopeful, and we don't have to talk about it now, but I'd like to put it on, maybe it's a 10-minute conversation that we have during retreat or whatever, but because we used to do that in that finance chair position in the retreat. And so we're doing things differently. And so part of the doing things differently, I want us to consider, in the past, we kind of considered this kind of progression between finance chair and mayor pro tem and mayor. I think that we're beyond that now. The natural progression between all of these positions, in as much that, with the exception of Councilmember Wood, everyone on this screen has been mayor of the city at some point in time. And so I think we're beyond that natural progression thing. And so I'd like to, I'd like to have a more robust conversation about that at some point in time.
Very good. Just on that, briefly, I'll certainly strongly consider that for the agenda on the retreat.
All right, thank you. And that concludes my comments for today.
Very good. Thank you, Councilmember Keel. And then Councilmember Wood.
I'll just keep this brief. First, I wanted to say thank you to Councilmember Belisi for her term as mayor. She did an outstanding job of leadership for our city. Thank you. Congratulations, Mayor Worthington and Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa. I think you're going to do great work for our city as well next couple of years. And for every member on the council I've called, which is I think all of you at one point or another, for advice or support during this whole process, thank you for just being candid, being honest, and I very much appreciate all of it. And that's really about it. Just looking forward to getting involved and getting my feet wet in this position. And I appreciate all you've done for me so far, and thank you.
Well, very good, Councilmember Wood, and welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
So, Councilmember McCluskey, your turn.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, congratulations, Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa and Finance Chair Wood. Looking forward to supporting the new leadership team and also the finance chair. So if you need anything, know my number, give me a call. But you know that I'm in full support of all your endeavors and will be there 100% for the team. I would also at this time like to heartfully thank Mayor Belisi for her tenure as mayor. I mean, my goodness, can we call you the COVID mayor? Just call it out there. Boy, you kept the morale going, not only with our council, but with the staff and also with our citizens, to know that the government is open for business and we're going to continue moving on, doing the things that we do best, whether we're all meeting in person or not, which I think is a more powerful statement, isn't it? We don't all have to be at one point in time to do government, and the transformational changes that we have made in our technology and the learning curve was in real time. That means there's no practice. We're there, we're doing it, which, you know, you reflect on that and you're thinking, oh, that's not really a big deal, but it is. To get all that technology and all that infrastructure and everybody trained and up and running and knowing what to do and coming on the same page and getting it done and getting an agenda together. I mean, I can go on and on. I mean, that is a giant leap. And so I'm so proud that you were our leader during that time and that you were able to guide, support, change, listen to direction. And also we had to listen to direction too, didn't we? Sometimes we didn't have any choice in the matter. So thank you for a wonderful leadership experience, uniquely done, I might say. The other comment that I would like to make is about the bridge in Chambers Creek. You know, that is a huge, big, hairy deal. You know, it was mentioned 26 years. Okay, 26 years, so what? But if you look at that bridge and you're thinking 26 years, it's a beautiful bridge, isn't it? It's one of one or two more that's coming up the chute. But the feat in the engineering and the cooperation and the foresight to design a special area for citizens that come regionally that come in there is mind-boggling, because it is a little respite away from their everyday harried life. That to me is huge. And for everyone's health and well-being, and certainly for their sense of peace and tranquility, we have that little piece of heaven that's going to grow, and hopefully people will get to enjoy now and into perpetuity. So I just wanted to make note of that really significant event, because it took a lot to get all those land masses together, all the people, and I can go on and on, but I'll just let it go from there. But I really appreciate seeing that, and being able to attend the ribbon cutting was very joyful and grateful that it is there. So thank you.
Excellent, thank you. Appreciate the comments, and it is a big, hairy deal. Excellent for the city and for our partners, and primarily for the communities. Great. Well, Councilmember Fleming, your comments, do you have any this evening?
I do, Mr. Mayor, and thank you. And again, the beauty of batting cleanup on the council is I get to kind of reiterate everything people have said. But I do really want to give a heartfelt congratulations to our new leadership in the city, and look forward to the next couple of years as we continue to move things forward. Just really kudos to what the city and the council has done to really take this city to a new level. So looking forward to the next 2 years of doing that. To Mayor Bellici, truly a heartfelt thank you for your leadership. Listening to the state of the city this morning, this evening, you highlighted several accomplishments of the city, especially during the time of COVID that everyone has mentioned. The economic challenges we face, staff challenges we face, the intergovernmental relationships that have been forged. I really do not believe that could not have happened without your leadership. The role of mayor, it's a wonderful title to possess, serving as the chair of the council and the spokesman for the city, but that carries a large burden of responsibility, and you've done that with great dignity. The thing that I have admired most is your really unique ability to allow all the voices of council, both in agreement or disagreements, to be heard, and to do that very gracefully, and to bring this really solid balance to the city and to the council. So thank you again for everything you have done, and we much appreciated. So looking forward to a great 2022. I think certainly far better than all the experiences of 2020 and 2021. As our city manager said, we're off to a great start, and let's just hit the ground running and keep going. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Very good, Councilman Fleming, appreciate that. I'm going to use the prerogative of the chair and move Mayor Bellici to the last speaker tonight. So I hope that doesn't throw you off too much, but you get to be really tonight's wrap up. And I just wanted to touch on a few things. Mayor Bellici, I already have expressed my appreciation for the good work that you've done and how you've helped our community and our council weather some difficult times, very difficult times. And all of that was from the heart as well. I wanted to just mention two things briefly. Earlier last month was selected to be president of the Rainier Communications Commission, and so I started that actually last month. The then current chair president had some other pressing matters that he moved on to. And I also wanted to mention there was an opening on the, or is an opening on the Association of Washington Cities Board of Directors for District number 6, which happens to be our district. I ended up applying for that. And because it's a seat that has come open through the result of an election process, the incumbent didn't run, as I understand it. And that seat is open and will be selected by the board in the weeks to come. I just wanted to tell my colleagues about the decision I made to apply it. We haven't had a chance to talk about that, but I have worked, experienced quite a bit of time with AWC in one way or another, and in any case, hope I may be able to provide some assistance and certainly learn some things from the board and given that opportunity. But I know there's good people in addition that have applied. We'll see which direction the board goes. Just wanted to share that. With that, that wraps up my comments. And well, Caroline, your turn.
Well, I just want to congratulate both Mayor Worthington and Mayor Pro Tem Figueroa on your new leadership appointments, and wish you lots of success in the upcoming 2 years here, and look forward to seeing what we as a council can accomplish in those 2 years. Councilmember Wood, I want to congratulate you on taking the reins of your council position and volunteering to be the finance chair. Your involvement since you were appointed in November has been spectacular, and I look forward to the ongoing years in your involvement and your perspective on things. And as far as all you council members, thank you so much for your kind words this evening. I have truly been honored to be your representative and to represent not only the city, but you as a council in all actions that I've taken. But I could not have accomplished that without the work and guidance that I received from staff. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you to everybody for making this a successful 2-year stretch. And it's been an honor for me to have served the citizens of University Place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor Belleci. With that, I believe we are done. Close tonight's meeting.